Usually the music is inspired by the story and the jokes. We usually write the songs with lyrics first because we love to make it fit the story. We love to make it funny. And then the sound or the style of each song is sort of dependent on the character. For example, the girls from Los Angeles, the sorority girls in Elle Woods, they have a Los Angeles sound. Callahan, the professor, the Harvard guy, he's a billionaire, he's a legal shark, and so he has a different sound. And we thought, oh, it would be fun to have more of a big band sound, more of a traditional Broadway sound. So it comes from the situation and from the character, yeah. I'd say.
We listen to a lot of different music, so our goal was to have as much variety in the show as possible, so it wasn't all pop or all traditional. Some things are more traditional than others. Usually the more, I don't know, the more modern or surprising or jokey the lyrics or the song is, the more, the older and more traditional we've made the music. So for Blood in the Water, it's a sort of it's a very harsh, dark, modern lyric, and it's an old-fashioned kind of a sound. Likewise with what we called There, Right There on Broadway, it's more of a modern joke, so it's more of a throwback.
When we were writing when we were thinking about the sound of each song, we were writing about young people and college girls, and so we thought, well, we could write very, very modern pop, but that modern pop will be out of style in 5 years. So we were thinking through the history of pop music, what will be timeless? And so some of our favorite songs are I Will Survive by Gloria Gaynor, or some songs by, The Police from the 80s, songs and styles that have survived to this day. And so we were aiming for posterity. We were aiming to write for, so that it would not go out of style, and hopefully it hasn't. And the show opened on Broadway 6 years ago, and it seems to be doing pretty well musically. It holds up. We wake up trying to make each other laugh, and through the normal course of the day, we're working on our show. Even when we're having breakfast or walking around, we're working on the show. So the entire day is kind of like a low, a low impact, cheerful, long, all day meeting.
It's true. There's no office. You can't come home from the office and say, oh my God, this guy at work was driving me crazy, because that is the guy from work. But on the other hand, we have something concrete to fight about. We can fight about lyrics or music, and so we don't have stony silences about who left the toilet seat up or something like that. That's
We do sometimes have arguments where one of us will say, well, I don't like that line right there, and the other will say, well, I don't like your tone. So that's how it goes.
Some people are surprised. They think it's hard to work together, but if you have the person you trust most to write with, what's better than that? Plus, he's a genius, so always work with a genius if you can.
Always work with Nell if you can, but don't, because I want to work with her. So.
And then we get sickening. No, you are.
No, you are.
No, you are. No, you are.
Well, sadly, we have to work sometimes alone because sometimes someone will come to us with a show and they'll say, well, would you like to write this big musical? And it's opening in 2 years and we have money and you have to make a living. And so sometimes we'll have to do projects separately, and it's never as much fun.
Yeah, that's true.
Because she's really the best in the world at what she does.
Well, I learned it from you. Yeah. No, we do. We just don't have them on camera.
Well, they're
that
they're
would
not
be undiplomatic.
Well, we can have differences of opinion, but they're not usually about the work, because we've worked together now for a long time, and I think our tastes are pretty similar. And what makes me laugh, I'm fairly sure will make Nell laugh. I don't remember the last time we've had a major disagreement on approach.
Argument?
Well, no, I mean like a major disagreement on whether a moment is funny or what song to put there.
That's true.
It's kind of, all right.
It was at some point during the show that we had that major argument, but I don't remember what it was.
About?
I don't know, but I feel like it was some...
I think it was about the toilet seat.
It might have been about the toilet seat, yeah. Oh, no, I really am proud of all of them. I'm very fond of What You Want.
Yes, Was du willst,
Was du willst.
is the one, is the translation here. And that is a huge song. That's about 7 minutes long, and it never stops.
We like that, where you get through a lot of plot and everybody's interweaving and doing lots of stuff. And yet at the same time, it also has, even though it's kind of funny and there are different characters, it has that section, the Herz section, the love section, which to me is so important to who Elle is. She believes that, and it's a good thing to believe, that love will conquer all.
I like Ireland, the song about Ireland, which is just very strange. It's sort of out of nowhere, this character shows up, and hopefully, if we have done our job right, in 3 minutes you get to know everything you need to know about a very strange yet hopefully lovable character. It's also kind of a tribute to my dad, because my dad was Irish, and he raised us on a lot of Irish music, and it's sort of an homage to the crap that he made me listen to every day growing up.
It's the music of your people.
The music of my people.
The music of your people.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And I'll always be sort of grateful to Oh My God, because that kind of landed us the job. That was one of the first songs we wrote for the show. And when we showed the original Broadway producers that song, that was, I think, the one that sort of impressed them the most. And it was all that phrase, oh my God, you guys. Oh my God! Oh my God! Well, we wanted to have a fun, funny opening. And it's easy to make fun of sorority girls because, again, they're the popular girls. They have a club, and it's, you know, they usually keep people out as opposed to letting them in. So you want to make fun of them, but you don't want them to be ridiculous because Elle's one of them, and she's your hero. You want to enjoy it. So finding a phrase that was funny but not mocking was really important.
Something that was funny but true as well. And so
we wanted to highlight their enthusiasm for their friend as opposed to something more negative.
You know, we wanted the audience to feel like they could be them as well, that we're all in this together. We're all in the same sorority with Elle, and we all are going to have a good time. So one night before we were due, it was about less than 24 hours before we had to finish the song and hand it in for the producers that we were auditioning for. We're sitting there saying, I don't know what these girls would say. What is the title of the song? What is the symbol for what they are? And Nell said, well, I have a possible title. I don't know. It's Oh My God, You Guys. And we looked at each other and were like, that's it. Yeah. And so it was very fast, and we just wrote a song in which we got to embody these people. We got to sort of be these people rather than make fun of them, rather than look down on them. And that's kind of the whole story of the show, that a girl who is everything that you think is silly about Americans and about Californians. She's blonde, she's silly, she shops, and all these things that you think would be enough to disqualify you from being friends with her, that would disqualify you from respecting her. Well, you look deeper, and she has integrity, and she has intelligence, and she has kindness, and that is far more important than the pink.
We went to a sorority right before we opened, and no, it was earlier. It was after we had finished that song, and the girls were like, "Do you have any songs?" And they said, "Well, we have one." They said, "Oh, what's it called?" And I said, "It's called Oh My God, You Guys." Like, "Oh my God, you guys, that's a great song."
Oh my God!
Oh my God, I said it.
Oh my God,
did you say it?
Oh my God! Oh my God, you said it.
Yeah, so we figured we had the right phrase. Yeah. And the translation that they've done.
Oh mein Gott, wie heiß.
Is so
ausgezeichnet.
Wow, I didn't even know what you said. That's awesome.
I think American culture is very obsessed with appearing straight. That American guys are very obsessed with appearing very masculine and manly. And so American guys go to Europe and they see different fashions, they see different haircuts, they see different styles, and they go, oh, is that guy gay or is he European? And so Americans think that's very funny. And so we had a good time with that. You get here, and everybody's European, and so we had to go look for a slightly different angle, and the translators came up with Schwul oder Franzose, which, you know, we love France, we love French people, we love French culture, but I think that the translators did a wonderful job of capturing the same idea from a different angle.
Technically called Kyle's porn walk, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Kyle has porno music that follows him around wherever he walks because he's such a happy, sexy guy.
Sexy that he has
he's
a
magical.
Soundtrack, yeah. And that's that was, I think, actually the original actor who did the show, Andy Carl.
Yes.
Would do this walk that was so incredibly sexy. We're like, there should be music behind that walk, and so we said, well, that's what we do. We write music. So we wrote music for his walk, and now it just it's become this huge part. It's practically a number, and it's fun to watch the audience get excited when he crosses.
Yeah. One of our favorite things about Elle is that she wins without being cruel. There are so many stories, so many movies, and so many shows in which the way to win is by being violent or by being cruel or by being dishonest. And Elle manages to be kind and have high integrity and high honesty and high morals, and yet find a way to win. And she goes to a place where people are cutthroat, where people are sharks, and she still finds a way of getting what she wants and winning people over without being cruel. That's one of my favorite things about her.
She is unrelentingly positive, which is why she has positive numbers.
The one thing, the one thing that she has to learn is to work on herself. At the top of the show, at the very beginning of the show, she thinks she's done. I look great, I went to a good school, I have a great guy. Right? Wrong. The guy does not respect her, he thinks she's stupid and pink. And so she has to learn to give up some of the things she thinks are best about herself and work on herself more. And that I think is one of the best things about the show, that it says never stop learning, never stop studying, never stop, bettering yourself.
And I like her too because she keeps moving. She doesn't sit back and complain. There's no song where she says, "Oh, why can't I have Warner?" or "Oh, my heart is broken." We struggled with that because here she is. She's very pretty and she's rich and popular and all these things. And I don't. Even though Warner dumping her is sad for her, it's hard to sit in an audience and have her sing, "My heart is broken, Warner's gone," because I look at her and think, well, you'll get someone else, look at you.
Yeah, she's not a natural underdog.
Right. So we didn't want to have lots of, regret and moaning. We wanted to have her get out and do stuff. And that's what she does. From the minute that Warner dumps her, she says, I have a brilliant plan. I'm going to go to Harvard, I'm going to do this. And even though the plan seems ridiculous, the fact that she just keeps going is great. I think it's a great lesson. Just keep going. It doesn't matter if your ideas are ridiculous. What matters is that you try, and she always tries. That's what I like about her.
This one.
From now on,
this one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God, they're fantastic.
They're so good.
We've gotten, again, everywhere we've gone, we've been blessed by wonderful players. On Broadway, we had 18, and here, what is it?
25.
25 players. It's fantastic.
Vienna is so lucky.
Yeah.
Not even on Broadway will you hear an orchestra this size.
Yeah.
And that's what's.
It doesn't suck to do a musical in the world capital of music.
No, it does not. It's very exciting.
It's awesome.
Yeah. So we're thrilled to hear it here, and we're thrilled that we get to bring it here with that size of an orchestra.
Yeah.
Because it's thrilling for us, but it's the bare minimum for Vienna.
When we write, it varies because some shows you write for 5 players. We recently wrote sort of an opera, an operatic sort of Rodgers and Hammerstein musical in New York, and we had an orchestra of 50, and that was fantastic in a different way. Every show is different, and I think this show is always going to be one of our favorites because we get to write in about 80, 100 different styles, and the orchestra has to play them all, and they always seem to like it.
But I think the show here in Vienna at this theater looks absolutely stunning.
Unbelievable.
Sounds unbelievable. I'm really excited to bring it here in this condition. I'm really proud of what it looks like.
It has never looked better. It has never sounded better.
And
we are
it sounded
thrilled.
And looked really good in other places. So it's good because this is a discerning place when it comes to music, and you don't want to bring, you know, a half-assed product here, and we haven't. I mean, they've done a beautiful job.
Natürlich blond, natürlich blond.